How's it going, everybody? I watched that video after I put it on there, and I was like, that really is a pretty good display of TK, but it's not enough to prove anything. I mean, I think it is, because it isn't the feat of what you do that makes it TK. It's the fact that it's TK that makes it TK. Not that I lifted a car. The weight of it doesn't matter. If I can do it, you know, in a way that nobody else can do, and I'm gonna try to, you know, like, I'm back further than it looks like. I know that it looks like my hand is doing that, but that you see, like, it took me 3 times to make that happen, you know, and that's by actually being under here. I try not to, I mean, I know I come from the side like that, but that right there ain't enough to do it. See what I'm saying? It's got to be connection first. Like that right there. That should be good enough to prove that we can manipulate energy around us. But that's not good enough to some people. You know, it's got to be more. I mean, watch that. Just, you know what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, I know all my TKers know it's real, but the people that just don't get it, you know, I don't know. That just can't be done, man, like with the wind from your hands. I'm trying to keep the same steady hand gesture, but eventually I got to move in a different way to make it keep going. And I try to stay above it, but I mean, you know, I've been waving my hand at it. And like I said, if somebody tells you you're not supposed to wave your hand at it, they don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea. They've never experienced it. I mean, look at that. Come on. And really, the only reason I care to prove it anymore, I could have left it alone at that, but I know there are still people that are getting messed with and picked on for waving their hands at it. But guess what? That's how I learned how to do that. I don't care what you think. I know the TKers know it's real. And really, it's just proof that we can get better at it than we think we can. Like, you know, like, I can do way more than this. But from your perspective, my hand will be under it. So I'm trying to stay in the same spot. But that's blocking it. I can, you know, if I let it go and flow how it tells me to, then I can make it do a lot more. You know. Like the things I do in my house where I'm comfortable at, like, it has stuff behind it, so I don't got to walk around and pick it up, so I get to keep going. And like I said, it's up against things standing like this right here, so I get to practice like that. Once I get it over there and it's standing like that, I know you can hear it, but dang, I moved the box. I think I got too big of a bite on the box is the problem. Hold on, give me a minute. You see, the waving didn't do anything before. You know, it wasn't just making it move, so I hit the box that time. That was my fault. There we go. And that's the kind of stuff I like to practice with, because obviously it's a, you know, some kind of blockage. There we go. Yeah, wind from my hand. And like I said, no master here, so that's why it took me that long to get it to do that. But it's real telekinesis, believe it or not. It's kind of hard not to believe it, like, unless I got a studio, you know, that's, you know, I can make some cool stuff. with, you know, videos now, like making people, you know, different people. I got so many cool videos that I can't put on YouTube right now because it's, you know, copyright or whatever probably. So I just never even try. But like I said, I've been getting better at this the whole time. But the better I get at it, the less I care to show people. I could just let it go with the fact that people think I'm just waving my hands at. But that right there, like, I know I can do stuff that can prove it now. I had my son here the other day and I was showing him a few things and he tried to do it exactly like I could, and it was outside, propped up on something like this right here, like I like to do with the cups, you know, sit it on top and then make it jump off or whatever. It's just like that. It was like that, and I was standing about this far from it, and I started doing things like that, and he was like, I can see why people think it, and he started trying and it wasn't doing anything. He was like, oh. I was like, yeah, people think. I was like, but it isn't what you think. So, and I'm gonna end this video shorter than usual because I start talking usually and it, you know, it ends up messing me up. I take my mind off of the point really, and things like that stop happening. But I don't know, it's I wanted to prove it, like I said, for the other people. I don't even care anymore. I never was trying to get famous off of this. All I ever wanted to do was help people. So, like, that's what I'm trying to do now. That first video, my RC car video that I put on right before this, like, I just made it and went inside and sat down and come back out and doing this. That one tells everything, like how I've gotten this good, even though I've already explained that. Yeah, there we go. Like, I'm back further than it looks. Like, that's up above it now. I'm, you know I reach in a little bit when I swing, but you can't, like, I don't know, you can't just chalk that up to, they always got some kind of excuse, the skeptics, that is. But logically speaking, they know that's just not going to happen when you just do that. I'm sorry. Like, come on. And the only other explanations are I'm digitally doing this somehow, or I have some kind of blowing device, and it's just not, like I said, I'll do it in person. How about that? Try that. Rewind it, watch it in slow motion. Turn the volume all the way up, enhance the quality. I give anybody permission to download them and go through it and try to figure this out right here. Try to figure that out. How did I do that if it's not telekinesis? Try it yourself. See, when you flip it over, you still got to remember the top from the bottom. That's the key to it all. And I don't like doing that. I don't practice that too much. Normally I do let it stay where it's going to stay, but when you flip it back over after doing that, watch. That's when things happen, because you've made a blockage in it. And then when you flip it back over and get back onto your regular schedule, you shoot that energy through. That's basically how you can blast it without flipping it over and stuff. You kind of hold that energy in one spot, and then all of a sudden, you know, just boom. But the only time I really try to, I don't know, like flip it back over is when, like I said, when it's propped up against something. But yeah, you can try that all day. I guarantee you, if you do get it to slide forward, you won't keep making it float up like that before it goes off. Or something like that. You definitely won't get that outcome very much. How about that? Yeah, there we go. All right, but you also got to remember, like, all angles are getting bombarded with energy. Some go over the top, some go over the bottom. That's because of the hemispheres. So like that's what messes me up. You got to figure that out, and then that's when it all ravels around perfectly. Like right side may go over the top, left side may go over the bottom, and as they come back, they just keep swapping. But you're building your whole chi. If you just keep doing your hands, it's just going to be a stuck mess, and it's going to only do what it's doing. Inside, I let it flow through the whole body, but you got to do some crazy stuff. You know, right off, you'll have to do some really crazy movement. Like in one of my videos, I'm doing this right here, like literally. But that's what it made me do. That's when I said, don't follow anybody but your own energy. And that's how I got to be able to do that right there. From doing whatever I felt like I needed to do. Boom. Telekinesis. And I'm going to end it right there. Because that's all I need to, and I don't even want to say all I need to prove. That's all I'm going to prove. You know, like I'll help somebody else out. Anybody want to ask anything, that's fine with me. I'll definitely, you know, I love to type a message out the length of a full book, you know. But like I said, don't follow anybody else's advice but your own. Your chi flows differently than anybody else's, which means where they started at isn't where you need to start at, most likely. The way theirs flows isn't how yours flows, most likely. The hemisphere they use the most in the certain area isn't the hemisphere you use the most in the certain area. So it's all different. No one can tell you where you need to begin. Only you can prevent forest fires. But anyway, yeah, just remember that. And if anybody tells you you're supposed to do this or you're supposed to do that, like I said in the video I just put on there, they've never seen a master of TK before. So they know not what a master had to do to be able to get to what they could do. So don't listen to them. Follow your inside. That's where the energy's blocked. That's where you need to unblock it. Not visually out here where somebody else is at. Do not keep trying to do TK. Like I said, just look at the object. You know you want TK. Let the energy guide you and flow. And just follow it wherever it goes. Like, I used to do so many things, man. I was like a ballerina at one time. Like, it had me so graceful. My wife, everybody says the moves you're doing is just like so graceful. And I've always been a bumbling, strong type of dude. Just not run through the wall and stuff type of guy. But that was some graceful movements that I had before I got injured, and then I quit doing it, and you know, I kind of started being a bumbling fool again. But because I didn't give up, boom, never give up. Listen to yourself. Let the energy teach you. Quit trying to make it do what you want it to do, because you're not ready for that yet. What it's doing by letting you feel the energy and flow with it is trying to teach you. And while it's teaching you, it's unblocking this energy. And just because you go through it once doesn't mean you went through all of it. And that doesn't mean this is what I need to do TK. It's going to be different as time progresses. You'll be doing this, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing this. All of it to do something. And eventually you can just probably just do this. But not until you're flowing properly. So anyway, again, I hope this helps. And if you don't believe it, then I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. Leave it in the comments if you don't believe it, so I can just cry about it, okay? Take care, everybody.